Welcome back. At this point, we're going to take a look at the second half of section 7.4. In the second half of section 7.4, we're going to focus on one new style of problem, current or wind. In this style of problem, we're going to have to deal with two equations once again. One equation is going to deal with moving with the headwind, and one against a headwind, or a tailwind, I should say. So here's our situation. Brenda is flying from Chicago to Shanghai. On the way there, there's a tailwind that causes the 3,000-mile trip to take only 10 hours. In other words, that tailwind is speeding her up. On the return trip, there's a headwind that now causes the plane to make the same 3,000-mile journey in 15 hours. Assuming that the wind is the same, we want to find the speed of the plane and the speed of the wind. Two variables. Let P equal the plane speed. That's your first one. And let W equal the wind speed. Now, what we need to think about is the idea of the rate-time triangle. So I'm going to slide up here to the corner, and we're going to review that idea of distance, rate, and time. And the distance, rate, time triangle deals with the idea that rate times time equals distance. So in this case, when we are going with the wind at our backs, as we look at our other problem, we're going to multiply rate times time. Well, our rate with the wind, in other words, in a tailwind situation, our rate is going to be P plus W times the time, which is 10 hours, equals the distance, 3,000. Our second scenario is when we have a headwind. In the headwind scenario, the wind is coming against us, P minus W, times 15 hours now equals the same, 3,000. As we look at these two equations, we're going to multiply them out, and we're going to get 10P plus 10W equals 3,000. On the bottom, we're going to get 15P minus 15W equals 3,000. Now I'm going to try to knock out my variables, and I'm going to knock out the W's since they're pluses and minuses. I'm going to multiply the top equation by 3 and the bottom equation by 2 in order to get 30 and negative 30 for both of those cases. The top equation becomes 30P plus 30W equals 9,000. The bottom equation becomes 30P minus 30W equals 6,000. We add these together and get 60P equals 15,000. We take out our calculators and we divide 15,000 by 60, and it turns out P is 250. We put this into our equation to try to work it out, and we say 250 plus W times 10 equals 3,000. So 2,500 plus 10W, sorry, I'm off the paper here. Review there. We put it back into our first equation. 250 plus W times 10 equals 3,000. So distribute 2,500 plus 10W equals 3,000. I'm going to subtract that 2,500. That gives me 10W equals 500. I divide by 10. W equals 50. So as we look at this, our plane speed is 250 miles per hour. Our wind speed is 50 miles per hour. So that concludes this first rate, time, distance problem.